Greetings fellow Vita fans, and once again I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Sorry, I was a little under the weather this past 24 hours. I was taking a lot of Benadryl and a nice NyQuil to wash it down. The cherry was my favorite. But now at long last I have returned, even though it's only been 24 hours, which hasn't really been that long, but details. And I'm welcoming you once again to a top 5 video. Yes, today we are counting down the top 5 PlayStation Vita games that are going to be released in May 2018. Now before we begin, just a few things to keep in mind real quick. One is that obviously this is just my personal opinion here. We know what that means. 2, these games are going to be kind of a hodgepodge between what's coming out in Japan and what's being released over in the West. We're going to hate this list, aren't we? At the end of each video, I will specifically mention when the release date is, as well as what region it's going to be available at. As always, stay tuned to my channel. I cover everything PlayStation Vita. And keep in mind too that all of these games do have official retail releases in their respected region. Run guys, run! This list is going to be horrible! Be quiet, disembodied voice. I'm in control now. And with that said, let's begin, shall we? Starting at number 5, we have well, it's there on the screen as you can see. This is a PlayStation Vita visual novel, and yeah, I know what you guys are thinking, but this seems to be a pretty good and intriguing one at that. You play as some dude named Makoto, who lives in this town where not a lot of people like to talk to one another, so he tries to escape and then one day stumbles across this village with 4 beautiful maidens. And yeah, I guess you guys can probably kind of assume what happens next. It's pretty much a dating sim. You choose one of the females, or all of them, heck, this is a dating sim, and you got to choose which one you want to be your future, sorry, this is a family-friendly show, I won't go any further than that. But yeah, mystical powers, shrines, all the whole 9 yards. Looks to be a pretty good game, and I really love the visuals in this. This game, yeah, I'm not gonna bother trying to say the game's title again. Boo! Boo! Will be releasing on May 17th of 2018 in Japan, retail. Alright, and now for game number 4, Savin Scarlet. I see what you did. Savins, but yet it looks like Scarlet, and the S is trying to be with both words. I get you. Clever, Japan, clever. Alright, so this game is another visual novel on the PlayStation Vita. Alright, I get it. This will be the last one, I promise. Okay, so this game is kind of sort of different in that it's actually an otome game, so it's sort of like a reverse harem where you play as the female going with a bunch of dudes, and in this story you play as the beautiful maiden Hanamaki as she's in search for her long lost brother. Along with her best friend Hino, which of course is also a dude, she sets out to go and find him at some mysterious village. And yeah, a whole bunch of things happen. She probably runs into a bunch of hot dudes, and you know where we're going from here, right guys? Yeah, you know where we're going. You know, man. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. It's an otome visual novel, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into with this. This game will be coming out on May 25th in the Western region. So if you're into this sort of game, then everybody mark your calendars because it's going to be released soon. And now at game number 3, or 3 for all you English-speaking territories, including myself, we have Persona 5 Dancing Star Night, which I guess technically needs no introduction because I know that there are so many people that are looking forward to this game. And for those who are not familiar with this title, it's basically a dancing simulator set in the Persona 5 universe. You're going to be able to expect all of your favorite tracks from the Persona 5 game, but this time you'll be getting them remixed in many different ways to where they almost kind of become a whole new song on their own. And for those who love the original Persona 5 storyline, because let's face it guys, who didn't, this takes place sort of as a pseudo-sequel to that title. At least if it's anything like Persona 4 Dancing All Night. And on that note too, normally these dancing game storylines aren't quite as good, but for a little sort of spin-off title, they work well enough. Just don't expect anything true engrossing because let's face it everyone, we're all here just to dance to some of our favorite tunes from the original Persona 5 game. And I, for one, am completely okay with that. It's about to go down. And on that note, this game will be coming out on May 24th, 2018 in Japan. Alright, so coming in as number 2, this is getting pretty serious everyone. We're already on numero duso, if that's a word, which I don't think it is, and I kind of sort of just embarrassed myself. Number 2, Liar Princess Blind Prince. Probably the most unique game on this list thus far. This one plays as a sort of puzzle platformer-y kind of game. If you've played another title called A Rose in the Twilight, which I believe is from the same company, NIS, then you kind of know what to expect with this one. You play as the liar princess who, might have some sort of ulterior motives that we don't know of, and it's up to you to guide the blind prince through various puzzles in order to progress through each of the levels. This one has me really intrigued just because of its concept and story. If you've played any titles like this from NIS in the past, you'll know that they are very good at telling a good storyline with minimal dialogue. And although this game has yet to be released, I have a feeling it's going to fall under this same category. So unfortunately, I have to say that NIS hasn't been on the very best terms with the PlayStation Vita as of late. They've been kind of moving more to Switch games, so I'm not exactly sure if we're going to be seeing a Western release of this game anytime soon. But I will keep you guys up to date. This title will be available on May 31st, 2018 in Japan. And yes, it will be available retail, so if you're an import collector and it turns out that we don't get this game in the future, this would probably be a pretty easy title to bring over, which is really a shame because I was so tempted to put this as my #1 pick, but no, there can be only one game to take the #1 spot, and that game is Persona 3 Dancing Moonlight. Yeah! Now, alright, I know that some people might be raising their eyebrows as to why I put this as the #1 spot, especially when there's games like Persona 5. Are you kidding? Come on. But, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I personally think Persona 3 has a better soundtrack over Persona 5. I know. Just hear me out, okay? As much as I loved Persona 5's acid jazz soundtrack, I just feel that Persona 3's music was just far and above more memorable. Okay, now before you guys all start calling out for my blood, let me just remind you that both of these titles play very similar to one another. In fact, they pretty much look identical. So in that aspect, you can't go wrong with either one. Oh, and this game will also be coming out on May 24th, 2018. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable right now, so I guess this is good a time as any to end the video. So tell me, dear viewers, what Vita games will you be looking forward to in the month of May? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, fellow Vita fans, we must forge our own path. Anything is possible. Thanks for watching.